Social media is making you unhappy. Pick your poison. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever platform you use, they're all affecting you more than you may realize. In a 2016 study titled Association Between Social Media Use and Depression Among U.S. Adults at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine, Liu Lin et al. Surveyed 1,797 adults ages 19 to 32 years old and found that, quote, social media use was significantly associated with increased depression. Depression and mental illness have been in the spotlight recently, and I believe this allows for an honest and open discussion of some of the possible causes. So my goal today is to show you that there are many ways in which social media use is negatively affecting your mental and social well-being. Social media is prolific these days. I'm sure you all have a social media profile or have used one in the past. And today I'd like for you to reconsider how much social media plays a role in your life. So first, I'd like to discuss the potential for bullying through social media. Secondly, I'd like to discuss the breakdown of interpersonal relationships due to social media. And lastly, I'd like to explore the possible side effects such as negative and depression, depression and anxiety from social media use. So first, I'd like to discuss how social media breeds bullies. Bullying has always been a problem in schools and is an even bigger problem online. Bullies may find it easier to target victims online, and they're able to do this because of the anonymous nature of online forums. Sometimes bullies will target victims that they've never met before, and this is often just to cause their victim distress. And online attacks are easy to do because there is no immediate threat of physical consequences or confrontation. Social media can also spread questionable images or videos of victims being bullied, and these images can often be altered to portray a false narrative. The impact of this sort of bullying has very serious consequences. It can result in damaged reputations, criminal punishment, victim self-harm, maybe even suicide. So bullying is definitely a big problem online, but maybe a lesser noticed aspect of social media use is the breakdown of interpersonal relationships and communication. And I believe that this is because social media has caused a disconnect between people, and this is how it's affecting our relationships. The amount of time an average user spends on their phone on social media is no doubt going up. Social media use could be up to a couple hours in some cases per day. In our already busy lives, the more time we spend on our phones on social media, the less time for meaningful conversations with people we care about. Often messaging has become more commonplace than calling even. And for the younger generation who are developing their skills, they may lose out on some of the benefits of face-to-face interaction and communication. A lot of our communication is done through body language, which may be lost in online messaging. Meaningful personal relationships might also be affected. For instance, online dating culture, which is a form of social media, can create unrealistic expectations in a relationship. And many online dating sites might encourage dishonesty, which is not healthy. And people place a lot of value in their ability to find a date, and social media use can lead to an unhealthy self-image based on some of the body images we see promoted online. Lastly, I'd like to discuss how social media use can have negative effects such as depression and anxiety. Oftentimes, users are comparing their lives to other people's lives through online profiles that are specially crafted by people. This may lead to the idea that someone's life isn't as important as someone else's, which may not be true. Online advertising is prolific these days, creating an unwanted desire and feel of need for things. And I believe that a life spent pursuing material items is never going to lead to true happiness. Also, social media has created somewhat of a polarizing effect for personal and political views. And online users are often willing to vocalize hurtful and divisive speech. And I believe that online social media can also entrench personal viewpoints, which can create a difficult environment for open discussion, honest discussion of controversial and current ideas. So we've covered several aspects, several negative aspects of social media use, and I'd like you to keep these things in mind. Social media use can spread bullying. It can affect your sociability, and it can cause anxiety and depression. You may now see some of the negative side effects of social media use, especially on the younger generation. So for those of you who have not considered how much time you're spending on social media, I recommend you take a look at your screen time and compare that to the amount of time you spend with your friends and family. I have found that deleting social media just off my phone has made a huge improvement and allowed me to be more present in my life. I recommend you giving it a try and see how it might positively affect your life. Thank you.